This is Manchester United we're talking about.
This is Man United we're talking about.
This is Manchester 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 United we're talking about.
Oh, this is Manchester United we're talking about.
It's Manchester United we're talking about. Manchester United we're talking about here.
This is Manchester United we're talking about.
This is Manchester United we're talking about.
This is Manchester United we're talking about.
I mean, this is Manchester United we're talking about.
This is Manchester United we're talking about.
This is Manchester United we're talking about.
It's Man United we're talking about. It's Man United we're talking about. It is Man United we're talking about. It's Manchester United we're talking about.
It's Man United we're talking about. This is Man United we're talking about.
It's Manchester United we're talking about.
We're talking about Manchester United.
Yes, people, this is Man United we're talking about. Didn't stream yesterday. I've got things going on. I am flying out to Morocco tomorrow, and I've got things to do for 10 days. So tomorrow, starting for the international break, I'll be doing one live a day, and I'll be dropping an upload. So it'll be like, I was going to go do 2 lives, considering, you know, that's what I've tried to bump myself back up to, but we can wait till after the break. So if there's less content, you know why. I'm out and about. I haven't been on a holiday in 4 years because I've been trying to grow YouTube presence. So on that front, yeah, I need it. But it hasn't started yet. And if anyone wants to go and support me, you know, you can go scan this QR code down here. I need to change it. But there's a discount code. I think it's just OK Jersey. And you know what? If you go buy one, they know, and at least I know that it's fairly all right. You know what I mean? So, or if you want to support me, send me a super chat. I don't mind. Like I said, if 300 people jump over, I might kick my cousin off the panel. So that's that. There's a few things to talk about. So let's talk about it. Goalkeeper. Can it get any worse? Smash the likes. Can a goalkeeper that we brought in, can it get any worse than Onana and Biyindi? We've been here before, lads and ladettes and it's, right? We've been here before. We asked ourselves with Ten Hag, if anyone remembers, let's cast your minds back to last season. Can it get any worse? It got worse, you know? You know, we're talking about not just management, in terms of players as well, in terms of like the front line. You know, how much worse can certain players be than others? Can it get worse? It's happened. It looks worse. So is it 3 in a row, or is it something to look forward to? Is Lammens anything worse than Onana and Biyindi? The short answer to that is probably no. Right? But how much time are you guys willing to give him? Because he's a young goalkeeper, he's 23, he's going to make mistakes, right? A little bit like Trafford has done for Man City recently. In moments, he looks really good. In other moments, it's looked sour. But how willing are others willing to give this guy? Now, let me know in the comments again, did you prefer Martinez? Or did you prefer the likes of Lammens? Which one did you want? Because you know what? I'm gonna cast my thinking to this, right? I didn't mind the thought of Emi Martinez. If it meant that Sancho left, I'm all for it. And I know Emi Martinez has a few mistakes in him, but he's a much more solid goalkeeper than the likes of obviously Onana and the rest of the crew, Biyindi, Heaton, whatever, right? Martinez is definitely regressing as a goalie, in my opinion. He's not had a great couple years even. But one thing I do like about him, yeah, you do know you're going to get a good shot stopper. You do know he's going to command his box really well. And also, you could say he's got an ego in him, but he's a leader. Do you know what I mean? I had a couple doubts, like anybody else did. But I'd still feel safe with him in the net, right? But he's had a few bozo moments, bozo genes. But which goalkeeper in the world, bar Alisson, doesn't have a bozo gene? So that's why I was all for it. And also, I was thinking along lines, we got a goalkeeper who I really wanted to in net next year for this season as it goes. He's at the moment, is Radek Vitek on loan at Bristol City. You could add a Martinez, and then you could add the likes of, you know, Vitek as the guy that will take over his spot at some point. But maybe if he has a really good season, who says that he stays? He might want to, you know, it might be difficult to get rid of Martinez in the future. But I'm over the moon with this. So cast that aside, we're not getting Martinez. So why are we talking about him? Right? I'm looking at it like this. United's got 1 game a week. Onana, whether he stays or goes, I think he's going to stay. Whether he's number 2, number 3, or in a gulag, he's got AFCON coming up. And Biyindi is nothing short of costing us You know, as much as I like his distribution and you know, the likes of, I don't know, what can you say? What else can I say being there that's nice? That's pretty much it. He's got decent distribution. He should go in midfield. He should go in Banana. Can both of them play in midfield? They look more like midfielders than they do goalkeepers. But as much as he's been doing that, he nearly cost us at Burnley. Yeah, with his little flappy hands. He couldn't catch a ball. And also, when it come down to the Arsenal game, he also cost us. So I can see why United definitely wanted a goalkeeper, because you can't keep having no faith whenever there is a corner. There's going to be lots of corners this year. One thing that Lammens has been, well, things that have been, you know, scouted about him is that he's actually really good at commanding his area. Is he going to make mistakes in that area? I think so. I do think he's going to have a couple blunders where rival fans are going to get onto him. But it's not about what the rival fans do. Not for me. It's about what you lot do and others as well. Because he's young. His following's going to go right up. And there's definitely going to be pressure. If there's two positions on the pitch, in my opinion, that is the most crucial, and you know what, probably receives the highest abuse in terms of expectations as well. It's probably the goalkeeper and the striker. Putting on a goalkeeping shirt for Man United is no joke, let alone a number 9 shirt. And I don't think we've had a good number 9 in years. You know, that can stay longer than one season or do better than one season. And the goalkeeping thing has not been great since David De Gea's downfall, you could say, in pretty much 2019. Like, he's been regressing ever since. So how patient are you willing to be? Considering with United at the moment, I mean, there's not a lot of patience with the manager. See, as much as I don't believe in Amorim to be the coach anymore, I still want him to do well. I want him to prove me wrong. I want him to go and say, you know what, like, I want to hold my hands up and say, you know what, probably should have given it a little bit more time. Maybe I jumped the gun a little bit too soon. But Grimsby's unforgivable. I just can't see past that, you know? But I want him to do well. I want him to kind of just... It's a weird place as a United fan right now, because I'm just getting stressed through selections, through some of the performances, obviously away from home. You know, we got Man City next. It's El Sacico, which is coming up. Ten Hag's been sacked. You know, that's funny enough. You know, Mourinho's been sacked. Ollie's been sacked. And there's still reports that Amorim might walk away. But I'm glad that United got it over the line. You know what? We've actually done really well. I think we've set a precedent in this window, and I feel like we've come through. You know, does anyone get that gist with Ineos? You know, like not you know, like Batiste, Real Betis, yeah? They tried to take us for a ride and try to say that we had to offer like some package to pay off Antony. That's absurd. Carrick's been sacked as well. There's another one. Ruud van Nistelrooy got sacked. There's another one. Do you know what I mean? All in the space of like half, in about 6 months. Ems, by the way, I got your call, but I was just doing streams, innit? So I'm on that part. We didn't get lowballed, and right now, as it's been stated by Char Dunker and a couple others, apparently it's not 50% of profit anymore. It's actually 50% of the total sale. Not that he might get a move, but we'll see with Antony if he gets his move in future. So whatever. Same thing with Sancho. He's gone for another year. I think that one, that's not on Ineos. That's just down to him. He's rejected how many clubs, club after club after club, but he's out the door, innit? You know, United are receiving a loan fee. They're taking 8% of his wages. Something similar to the likes of Chelsea, I think. So it's not bad, right? So let's just wash that away. Even if you look at the other ones, Højlund, you know, whilst he's doing backheel scoring goals at Napoli right now, got a really good deal for him. You know, we all thought that he might, that we was going to accept something about 30 million for him. Even like Garnacho. Chelsea try lowball us. They try to take the piss out of us. 25 million, their fans said, tops 30. And we end up getting 40 million plus a sell-on clause, which we all know he will get sold because he's just not that good. And I don't know why all these United fans, it might be you. You know what? If it applies to you, then whatever. I don't give a shit. Why do we care? Or why is it a small outrage that he didn't give off like a goodbye speech, or a letter of emotion that we all have to read somehow and say, oh my God, you know what? You've done really well for us. I hope you go and smash it. Shut up. Who cares? The guy's a muppet. Is he really Carrington? Like, is he Carrington? He was out of club for like 2 years. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's not Manc through and through. He's not English through. He's not British through and through. He's not been here for 10 years. Gives a fuck. The fans backed him. But this goes to show that his professionalism is at an all-time low, and he needs to work on himself and just be a better human being overall. He's a sport little brat with a massive ego, yeah, and he's got his hair, his barnet, needs working on as well. Crap. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's different with Rashford. Look at the abuse Rashford gets, and he still puts out messages and still tries to, he tries. So yeah, fuck Garnacho and fuck his farewell message and his fake outrage, like when he's wearing an Aston Villa shirt. Again, fake outrage once more. Like I can't get past it. Just can't get past it. So yeah, I feel like Ineos have definitely set that United won't be paid for fools anymore in these markets going forward. And even when you look at all these deadline day deals, all these other deals that are going on, yeah, the way I'm kind of like viewing it is that deal for Cunha, the 62.5 million, doesn't look like a bad deal no more, does it? Is anyone else reading into that? Because that's the way I'm reading into it. I'm loving that. Do you know what I mean? Like, you've seen all these other deals going on. Vissa, 55 million with a sell-on clause if he was to leave, which he's not going to. It's going to be peanuts. Deadline day, and we're asking for 65 million in the end. Ridiculous. Brentford made Newcastle wait till the last day. And now they got an unfit Vissa. It's crazy. I don't know. I'm just looking at the Mbumo deal, thinking, oh, that 70 million, that 65 plus 6 million in add-ons looks like a flipping bargain. Love that too. They're looking really good at this point in time. Lammens, you're getting him for what? 21 million package. They wanted fixed fee. We gave them add-ons instead. We knew that Lammens was going to choose us over Galatasaray. Whose dream is it to go and play for Galatasaray that's not Turkish? Yeah? Come on, man. Get out of here. Stupid narratives. Who does Royal Antwerp flipping think they are, man? That's why they got the name Antwerp. They're a bunch of twerps. Think they can run us up for a lot more money. Absolute joke, man. What else is there? Who else did we get this summer? Did we get anyone else? Even a Sesko deal. Volta, like, he's costing more money than Sesko. Even a Sesko deal at this point. You're looking, you know what? Not that bad. I think it's still overpriced without a shadow of a doubt, but it don't look that bad. Our summer's looking good. The amount of money we've recouped as well is something else. But there's one more last issue that I can't get past right now, and it's getting on my nerves. Let me know. What issue is that? It's gone so well. It could be a great 8.5, 9 window. What is it that I'm thinking about that we're missing? Because it's not that difficult. Exactly. Midfield. Yeah. A lot of this is the midfield. I can't look past the midfield. It's like the gaping hole that's going to hold us back this season. Just having a little bit more legs or defensive presence. Someone that is just able to keep up. That's just my only issue this year is there genuinely a plan for our young players? Cool. Sekou Kone. Sekou Kone's back. He's got a face mark and everything, but you didn't let him go on loan. Is there a plan for Sekou Kone? Is there an actual plan for Kobbie Mainoo? Cunha looks like he's all right. The fact that there's no news on his injury is actually good news, and we should get a little bit more of an update soon. So it could just be cramp at this point. Otherwise, we'd already have known if it was out for 2, 3, 4 weeks, even longer if it was worse than what it was, right? What's this? Yeah, Gay's done. I don't feel like at this moment of time as well with Baleba. Look, Baleba looks like he's been actually shit for Brighton, but Brighton's just been shit in general. I must admit. But I'm looking at it like this: is there a last minute bid? Is there 4 hours? Less than 4 hours to go, and United ain't got to kick up the arse for a midfielder as of yet. You can still sign someone and get a deal agreed, and then can have their medical when it needs to happen, right? But I'm just looking at thinking, why are we not actively looking at someone? I know they don't want to bring in squad players or whatever. Like, is there a loan option for someone? Is there a loan with an optional fee just in case the guy doesn't work out? Like, what is there that United is so allergic to midfielders? Has anyone seen the list? I've seen a list, yeah, of players, of midfielders that we've had since I think, what is it? Since Sir Alex Ferguson retired. Yeah, the first, if I can go through it, it's like you got Fellaini, Schneiderlins. Who else is there as well? No, Conor Gallagher's not happening. That's already been rubbished today, which I'm glad about. Run him up, Ineos. Who's this? Who you talking about? Ben Jacobs. What bomber is it? I couldn't care less about I couldn't care less about Mark Gahey to fucking. I don't care if it's not Man United. I'm not bothered, right? Like, I don't think we're gonna make any more signings, lads. I don't think Belaber's coming. If anyone had any hopes, and I don't feel like we're gonna get anyone anytime soon. We would have got some indication if there was somebody. I don't know how the midfield has been neglected so much. You know, we get one midfield. You know, there's like been 3 different summers where we haven't got a midfielder. You know, Pogba was the best one out of all of them, right? And probably Bruno Fernandes. But you look at everyone else. You look at like old man Matic, Herrera. You know, like Mata. Like, it's been so crap. I just don't understand why this club is so sour when it comes to rebuilding a whole midfield. If you don't rebuild a midfield, you're going to struggle in most games. Now, we're relying on a what? How old is Casemiro? 32, something like that. Do you know, like even Bruno Fernandes, he's about 30 years old coming up. Like, I think his birthday's in September, something along them lines. We can't rely on that all there. I hear it. United love a deadline day signing. You could already say that this goalkeeper's a deadline day signing, and we've already been told again by the likes of Ben Jacobs. I think David Ornstein as well. There's another journalist that's come up and saying that if there's an opportunity that arises, then United will, you know, go for it. But I just don't see where the opportunity's at. There's been some easy deals for so long. Why do you want 2 goalkeepers? Stop sucking off Martinez, bruv. It's like he's not going to be the difference why we end up finishing higher in the league. I'm sorry. Do you know what I mean? Labour prefers a Grimsby move. That's crazy. I just don't get the neglect. The neglect is, unfortunately, is sour. They've done really well until the final part. That's what I'm asking. Where's the indication? What's this? Oh, okay, yeah. Agate is so bad he makes Gallagher look decent. They're basically the same player. Have you seen Gallagher on the ball? Oh, fucking hell. It's awful. You know, United love a dramatic last-minute transfer bomb, but yeah, can't believe you didn't get 1% of mid. You know, the one thing that was told you know what we got told? Central midfielder was like the 3rd priority, and it ended up becoming the last priority, and I don't know why. I know you got 1 game a week, and you can't shift Casemiro or Bruno or whatever, and we got now Mason Mount's injured, but why is Mason Mount viewed as a midfielder? Mason Mount's not our midfielder. He's not our number 8. It doesn't make sense. We could, even if it bloats the squad a little bit, someone's going to have to get the extra locker in the locker room and say, you know what, you're going to have to hold some minutes. Like, Casemiro is not staying beyond this season. Why do we care what happens with him anymore? You know, like, you got to look at the manager thinking, fuck me, like, what's going on here? And then, you know, we asked for 3 in the midfield. What's the point now? But that's what I'm looking at. Kone got injured, yeah, but he had a fractured socket. And I'm just thinking, do they believe in Kone? And you know what? Now we're at this bypass where you ask it, you try to make sense of different things, and you're like, United is not leaning on like an 18-year-old, yeah. We're not leaning on an 18-year-old to carry us through a season that we need to go and get top 4, top 5, top 6, or Europe or whatever. Come on, man, let's just make sense of this. He barely plays Kobe Mainu. What youngsters are actually really getting developed at the moment is Aiden Heaven slowly but surely, but beyond that, it's obviously Sesko. Well, who else is there? Have I missed someone? And when it comes to these teenagers, you got to make logical sense. He'd rather go for the experience rather than someone that's youth and you know, ready. Is because they're not disciplined enough to play in their role. We already know, yeah. If you've got the likes of Manu Kone and Kobe, you've already got a better midfield. But you can't drop Bruno Fernandes, even though we know that he's not good enough in the 8. He will have good games, but then he's going to have really bad games, and you still won't take him off. So yeah, that's just my only concern. I don't really want to be negative this channel, but I'm just gonna raise concerns, and I think I've got every right to do so. And I think you guys have every right to do so. I'm not gonna lie, if there's no one that's gonna be in here within the next 3.5 hours, another here we go. Do you know what I mean? Like Ineos, unfortunately, as much as I like what they're doing, they have failed. They have failed the window. They really have. Yeah, but you know what I mean? But I'm just trying to make sense of it. You know? Like that's it. Oh, did he release his goodbye statement? What, you talking about the one with tears on it? The one with the fake tears and water on the what? On that lined paper? I couldn't give a shit about it. But there was fake outrage, man. Who's spamming? I don't even know who's spamming. Look, Cass, the window's not shut until it's shut. We can't say, yeah, you know what? You're right. Oh, he's got a new statement. What? Because he got pressured. This is what I don't like, though. It's like, what's the word? You know when you expect something from someone that you're quite close to, and you have to keep telling them what to do. Yeah, and they haven't exactly done it yet. But because you told them to do it, they go and do it, and think that you got what you deserve the praise for it. You think I'm reading that trash? The only reason he's done that is because his agents probably pressured him to do it. He probably didn't even write it. Someone else did. It's probably his brother. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, PR Nacho, man. Absolute bullshit. So I'm not trying to hear all that shit. I told you that last night. 35 million.
Obviously, that was being discussed. It was done.
It was going to get done, though, innit? Yeah, Liverpool's got everyone. Liverpool don't have any excuses to not go and win this league. Yeah, thank you, man. You said it yourself, and you're the Villa fan. The man, you're rejects. You're taking all our rejects. You know, you got Lindelof. You've already got the Spanish Lindelof and Pau Torres in your ranks. That's going to be a funny old game when they start together. You got Tyrone Stinks. Ezri Konza can't keep fit, let alone keep fucking stay on his feet without getting a red card. You know what I mean? And then now you got Sancho, who has not had a good season in 5 years. He had a stint at Dortmund, and that's it. And even that was overrated. So you know what? Run that up. Because he's only going there for a payday. He doesn't give a fuck about Villa. Chat GB. Treble or quadruple minimum. I hear it, Khalid. I hear it. I don't even want to hear exclusive that they drop points. You know, like I swear on my life, I don't wish Isak the best. I hope he fails miserably. Like I hope he takes a long time to get started. I hope Ekitike gets pissed off at the lack of game time or something along them lines as well, if that's to be the truth or the case. I don't know. I'm getting told by Atro in here that we should be patient just in case there is something. And you know what? He's not exactly wrong, is he? They do move in silence. I just don't know what opportunity, let's call it market opportunity there is anymore. And like Andy, here's one for you. What if they beat City's point record? What, without winning the league? Fucking hell. Who do you reckon? I've not seen much news at all. There's not a lot of news around. You know what the maddest thing is with Man United and this whole midfielder situation is? There hasn't really been anyone that's come out and said that's it, that's done, we're finished. So that's my own little part. Steeler got rubbished off there very quickly, and that's why Sasha Tavolieri is such an arse journalist. He's so shit. That's why you don't listen to him. But I'm looking along lines on Twitter right now, and there's not been anything to determine that United are not going to go back in the market. Usually, when you're finished, you kind of know that that's it, you're done. Yeah. I got a feeling there might be another City. There could be like same thing with City. There could be another like signing potentially. If Akanji goes, there might be room for another defender. Yeah, who's got? I mean, like a right back or something. There might be someone, but it's got, again, let's just call it what Lee Gunner's favorite word is: market opportunities. It depends on the midfielder. Because imagine that Gallagher stuff was true and we got Gallagher on loan. Yeah, I would be screaming my absolute lungs off from that. That would make it a 1. It'd be a 1. Oh, wait, where did that go? I just had the whole list of midfielders that we signed since Ferguson. It's crap. It gets like that, doesn't it? It does get like that. Imagine a Camavinga. Bro, we're not getting Camavinga, let alone Tchouaméni. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, this ain't dreamland. Let's be serious. there's only one midfielder that I feel like United can go and get. There's probably actually two midfielders that United could potentially get, but it's too late. Like, I just don't see where someone allows a midfielder to go unless they got a release clause. It's the biggest issue's always been the midfield. And don't get me wrong, I expect Ineos to go and buy 2 midfielders probably next season. But that's next season. What about now? It might, you know what? It just might be a case where there's going to be so many up and down results. We do better, but how much better? It's always going to be the question of how much better. We can't sign them. We can sign them maybe next year, but we're not signing them this year. We're not making a comeback. I only think Lucien Agume or someone in France, we've got to go get someone that's in another league because it won't be the Premier League. They'll ask for an arm and a leg. And it can only be someone that's got a release clause going on. And you know what? We're probably going to have to pay over the odds for them. What are you saying? Yeah, this is what exactly, Chris. At this point, we might have to massively overpay for anyone. And it's just, I just don't see how Ineos does it. I can't see it. I'm sorry to not like be enthusiastic. I'm just not mad enthusiastic. Down to the point, there's zero links, you know. I would love Zanderberg. I would have loved him, honestly. Even now, Kamara's still there, yeah, potentially. But remember, even with Kamara, Pogba he can't play until like October. So what, they're going to let one midfielder go? I just don't see how that's again. Another team has to get a replacement really quick. I think the only one that you can go get is Agume because he's got a release clause, and that Sevilla can't block that move. They can't. Is there anyone that's on the free market? Because I don't see. We've only got 3.5 hours left. Exactly, yeah. If we sold Bruno Fernandes, this is what I mean. It's like sometimes you got to look at the bigger picture of why United fans are wanting to get rid of Bruno Fernandes, right? You got other players that can do what he does now. And this is my part of thinking, you want Amram in, but you want Bruno to stay. You can't have two things at the same time. He's not a better 10 than Cunha, and he's not a better going forward than the likes of Ahmad, let alone Mbumo or Xerxes in a 10. He doesn't offer that much because it's the Premier League's a different animal now. There's a lot more different, tastes that are being acquired in terms of P&P that the Premier League love today. He just doesn't have it. So you can't have both. So not in hindsight, when you deep it, cool, you want Amram to stay, but you need a midfielder, or we needed funds to make sure we go get the correct midfielder for the manager to go and thrive. And I'm sorry, right now, the way you look at it, Bruno is not the correct midfielder for Amram to go and thrive. I'm not trying to be negative, but you can't have both things all the time. That's it. Yeah, it does sabotage him. Yeah, yeah, Africa, like King. I'm in agreement. I'm definitely regretting it. It's not a money thing at all, but it's just more of you're occupying a spot that someone could have had, and it could have made sure that as a team, as a unit, we're much more solid in going forward. I want it to eat my words, but there's going to be games when we go away to like Nottingham Forest, when we go away to the likes of not so much Aston Villa because the way Emery plays, but teams that play similar to the likes of Fulham that are going to give us a hard time. I expect in big games Bruno to kind of thrive a little bit more because we have the luxury of sitting back a little bit more than less if it's away from home, like at Anfield or at Etihad or at Chelsea. Even Chelsea will be difficult. I expect that. And then you can kind of like look at it thinking that's where Bruno can thrive. But I don't want to be that team that does that because I'm tired of being that team. I'm tired of doing what Tottenham are trying to do and play counter-attacking football. I don't want to be in that situation no more. Yeah, you know what? And exactly, but we got a new goalkeeper. Goalkeeper was a big issue to why we conceded a lot of these goals because they don't command the area well and they don't talk. Beyinde, silent, Anana, bozo. So I expect a lot of that to be kind of, pretty much rubbished off. Chelsea scoring a corner, yeah, maybe the way they set up. And you know what? You got to look at who's the coach. Who's the set piece coach? Is it a big guy? Yeah, even him. Yeah, but it's not the point, Andy. It's the way you press. That's always my biggest fear is when a team decides, and it's not even just that. It's not even down to individuality at times. So I've seen like Fulham. The manager didn't tweak it. Why we couldn't counter Fulham? You're gonna bring Iwobi inside. I'm sorry, but you've got Yoro who looks free and Casemiro who looks free. Then you don't know who to pick up. But so why didn't you just tuck in one of the wing backs? You could have literally made Yoro go a little bit further out wide to receive the wide ball instead. If I can work this out, you lot can work this out. Then why can't the manager work that out? I'm hoping he learns from it. Oh, I love Hayden Hackney at this point. I'll take anyone. Anyone that's got a remote engine on them, I'm taking him. I think first phase we look a lot better in first phase, to be fair, and that is down to coaching. But it's just how quick can it gel and how much can it look great? Even with the likes of Sesko getting 90 minutes out, how useful? The question is, how useful is he going to be in terms of build up and bypassing the press? Because we've had to play with Cunha up there, and obviously Mason Mount. Looks like Mason Mount's tweaked his groin, so he's going to be out for a few weeks. So yeah, there's a lot of relevant questions, but I expect something. You know, I think you know what it is with Ineos. I think they kind of expect that United are not going to have the glamorous season that we as fans want, and they're not going to tell us that. But I can kind of tell from this window that they can't get everything done, but they don't expect probably United to get more than a higher than, I don't know. They're probably banking on just getting a European place. That's what I feel like they're at. They know that they got 2 midfielders leaving next summer. So they're going to focus on the midfield solely next summer and getting in little bits and bobs, right? That's where I feel like, you know, Ineos' head's at. And then they will look at towards, 26, 27 season is where you make a statement. That's the way it looks. So we're going to have to, in words of Amram, we're going to have to suffer some more, guys. And we can't do much about that. Right now, yeah, at the moment, I would say top 10 is definitely doable, but it depends. Again, with this manager, it's definitely doable because a lot of teams look crap, but there will be certain points where teams will switch on. Aston Villa are not going to be shit forever. Brighton are not going to be shit forever. They'll just turn it on just like that. There'll be other teams that will be looking at them like, them areas thinking, who's going to be the next team to take that? Everton look really good. They look solid. They have a lot of they've got a lot of athleticism everywhere and technical ability where you can't really get the ball as much, even under a David Moyes team. So yeah, man, lots of questions and not many answers, but we'll know by 7 o'clock what our answer will be. People, make sure, have you smashed the likes? Look, I haven't asked once this whole show. Again, check out our sponsors in the bottom right corner. Also, we can start doing some giveaways if anyone wants any free shirts. I've got about 10 of them. So just let me know if you lot would be interested in that. Get this to 100 likes at least. Monday. I don't really go live on a Monday. But we can go and where is it? We go redirect to Troops. I think Troops asked for it. So let's go redirect to Troops. Oh, you know what? Hooks is live. We're going to go redirect to Hooks instead. So let's go redirect to Hooks. Go smash a like on Hooks' channel. Go cast rate it up. And yeah, man, I will see you lot soon. So in a bit, man.